Good morning, friends. Welcome to the next lecture of the Unit 1. We have seen first part of the Unit 1, that was the chemical thermodynamics. I think so you got this concept very well. We have seen in the part 1, starting from the initial, you can see we have started with the different types of the free energies. In that we have seen the Gibbs free energy, Helmholtz free energy. Gibbs free energy is denoted by the symbol that we have seen already. For Helmholtz free energy is denoted by the symbol A. You can we have seen that it is a work function and represent the maximum amount of energy which is available for being converted into the work. It is a which was given by the equation E minus Ts. Now here then we have seen how that Helmholtz free energy is a work function. We have proved that, we have shown that delta, that A is equal to W max, or say minus A is equal to W max. The negative signs indicates, or say gives, maximum work that can be done by the system using that we have seen how it will become the that maximum work can be done by the system during the given change. Now the Gibbs free energy, we have seen G is equal to H minus Ts. Earlier that Helmholtz free energy was the A is equal to E minus Ts, that we have to remember well. Then this particular Gibbs free energy is nothing but the thermodynamic function, and which relates the net work done by the system, and it was the maximum work function which shows that the energy available to do the work. Here it gives the thermodynamic function and relates the net work done by the system. That's why we have proved this. G is nothing but delta G is equal to W max minus PV, or delta G is equal to W max. W, that Gibbs free energy, gives the net work done, that we have proved already. Then next we have seen the significance of the Gibbs free energy. If the Gibbs free energy change is negative, at that time spontaneous reaction will be there. If delta G is equal to positive, non-spontaneous reaction will be there. If delta G is equal to 0, at that time reaction will be at the equilibrium. It is useful for the MCQ purpose of view, as we already see. Then we have seen the variation of this Gibbs free energy with the temperature and the pressure. Then we derive the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Gibbs-Helmholtz equation is nothing but the delta G is equal to delta H plus T in bracket double delta G upon double T at constant P. That equation we have seen. Then we have seen the few numericals. Then partial, we come to the next important topic is nothing but the partial molar properties. Partial molar property is the change in property X of a system at a constant pressure and temperature when 1 mole of particular constituent is added to such a large quantity of a system so that the added mole does not affect the composition of the system. Then we are saying the partial molar free energy, it is also called as the chemical potential. Then we have seen equation for the partial molar energy, or say you can call it as a chemical potential. Then we come to variation of this chemical potential with the pressure and temperature. Then we have derived the Gibbs-Duhem equation. Gibbs-Duhem equation is nothing but the summation Ni dμy is equal to 0. And for the binary system, N2 dμ2 plus N1 dμ1 plus N2 dμ2 is equal to 0. This is the equation for the binary system. Then we have seen the concept of the fugacity and the activity. Then we derived the two important things, the variation, Ventop reaction isotherm, which gives the relation between free energy change with the equilibrium constant. And whereas we have seen the Ventop reaction isochore, this gives the variation of the equilibrium constant with the temperature. On this particular part, Ventop equation, the numericals are there, and we already solved these equations in the last lecture. Now we have to deal with the new part of this particular unit, that is nothing but the electrochemistry. See, what is the electrochemistry? The name itself indicates that there is the use of electricity, or say electron. You know what is the electricity? Electricity is nothing but the movement of the electron, or say we are using the electric current, and current is nothing but the motion of the electron. Now in the electrochemistry we have to focus on this particular conductivity. You know, while studying the conductivity, conductivity is nothing but the ability of the particular object to carry the current. Now, what is a conductor? You know, conductor is nothing but any substance, okay, which allows an electric current to flow through them are called as conductor. That you all know very well, because this concept is from the I think the 6th standard, current and all this thing. Conductors, metals are the good conductors, whereas the non-metals are the bad conductors of the heat and electricity. Now non-conductors, a substance which does not allow an electrical current to flow through them are called as the non-conductor. Now here we have to talk regarding the electrical conductor. Electrical conductor matlab the conductor which carries the electricity. While talking about this electrical conductor, there are the two types of the electrical conductor. One will be the electronic conductor and another one will be the electrolytic conductor. Now itself electronic conductor shows that there should be the electron. There should be electron. And in case of the electrolytic conductor, the name itself indicates there should be the electrolyte. And you know, electrolyte is nothing but the made up of the two ions or say multiple ions. Now we will discuss regarding the electronic conductor. Now what is the electronic conductor? Again, any substance like the metal. Electricity is only carried by electron, and such conductors are called as electronic conductor. This electronic conductor is observed in most of the metal in the solid state, molten state and for a few solid salt. It is not accompanied by any chemical change. The flow of current is unidirectional. Electrolysis does not occur. The resistance of conductor increases with increase in temperature. The resistance will be there, or it will increase with increase in temperature. These are the few points regarding this electronic conductor. The question will be there: differentiate between electronic conductor and electrolytic conductor, or say how the electronic conductor differ from the electrolytic conductor. What will be there then the electrolytic conductor? The first point we have to write down in definition. In electrolytic conductor, electricity is carried by the migration of the ions of the electrolyte. It is observed in molten electrolytes and their aqueous solution. The next point, electrolytic conductor accompanied by the chemical change. There will not be the chemical change. The migration of ions occurs in both directions. Electrolysis occurs. The resistance of the conductor decreases with increase in temperature. See, these are the difference in the electronic conductor and the electrolytic conductor. Major difference is what? First of all, definition in itself indicates. What indicates? Electronic conductors are the substance like the metal in which electricity is only carried out by electrons. Such a conductors are called as electronic conductor. It is observed in most of the metal in solid state, molten state, and for a few solid state. Then a few solid salt. First point is the definition. Same way the electrolytic conductor will be the in electrolytic conductor electricity is carried by the migration of the ions of the electrolyte. Whereas second point in the electronic conductor it is observed in the most of the metal in the solid state, molten state, and for the few solid salt. Whereas it is observed in the molten electrolytes and their aqueous solution. This is the major difference. Then third point is that it is not accompanied by any chemical change. In case of the electrolytic conductor there will be the chemical change. Then fourth point was the flow of the current is unidirectional. In here the current will be flowing both the direction. Electrolysis does not occur in case of the electronic conductor, but here in case of the electrolytic conductor electrolysis will occur. And the last point of the difference is the resistance of the conductor increases with increase in temperature, whereas in case of the electrolytic conductor resistance decreases with increase in temperature. These are the difference point in between that particular electrolytic conductor and electronic conductor. Now we have to see the migration. You know, migration will nothing but the movement of the ion in response to an electric potential. Electric potential gradient is known as migration. There is a radiant, you have to write it is as a gradient. What is a migration? Migration is nothing but a movement. Movement of ion in response to an electric potential gradient is known as the migration. Now we all know this Ohm's law. Ohm's law correlates the current potential and the resistance. By the equation V is equal to IR. Therefore, electrical resistance will define by R is equal to A upon I, where V is the potential difference, or you can call it as voltage. I is the current and R is nothing but the ohm. You got this point? Migration. Migration is nothing but a movement of ion in response to an electric potential gradient is known as the migration. Now we have to talk regarding the electrical resistance. For that we should know the Ohm's law. Ohm's law is nothing but the applied potential is directly proportional to the current flowing through this. That means V is directly proportional to I, but proportionality constant is nothing but the R. That's why V is equal to IR, and R is equal to V upon I. R is nothing but the electrical. R is nothing but the electrical resistance. Now, where we have seen the V is potential difference, or say voltage, I is the current, and R is the resistance, that is noted in the ohm. The unit of the current is the ampere, or say milliampere. The potential voltage will be the V. The unit will be the volt. Then resistivity. Now resistivity rho, it is nothing but the resistance between opposite phases of 1 centimeter cube unit it is defined as a resistance between opposite phases of 1 centimeter cube unit. Then what is the conductance? It is a reciprocal of resistance. Conductance is of 1 upon R. Then what is the conductivity? Conductivity is defined as the conductance of a solution enclosed between the two electrodes of 1 centimeter area, 1 centimeter square area, and 1 centimeter apart. Mathematically, it is represented as K is equal to 1 upon rho. That is K is equal to 1 upon rho, which is equal to L into L upon A. Where L is nothing but observed conductance in a solution. Unit will be the ohm, or say you can call it as a Siemens. L is the distance between the electrode in centimeter. A is nothing but the area of cross section of the electrode in centimeter square. K is equal to 1 upon rho, which is equal to L into L upon A. That capital L is nothing but the observed conductance in the solution. We will revise these terms again. The first we have seen the conductivity. To define the conductivity, we have started with this conductor, non-conductor, then we have come to the point electrical conductor. Electrical conductor is of the two types, electronic and electrolytic. Then we have seen the difference between the electronic conductor and electrolytic conductor. 5 marks question or 3 marks question will be based on this particular part. Differentiate between the electric conductor or say electronic conductor. You have to prepare it well. Very simple points are there in that particular point. Then we have come to the terms migration. Migration, we have seen the definition of the migration. Then we have come to the next term, electrical resistance. Then we have seen the resistivity rho. Then conductance L, it is a reciprocal of resistance, means L is equal to 1 upon R. Then conductivity kappa is nothing but 1 upon rho. Then conductivity is called as specific conductance, which is reciprocal of resistivity. Conductivity is called as specific resistance, which is reciprocal of resistivity, that is 1 upon rho. Unit is given per ohm. Or you can call it Siemens per centimeter or Siemens per meter. Here again we have seen the conductivity is defined as the conductance of a solution enclosed between two electrodes of the 1 centimeter square area and 1 centimeter apart. Then mathematically it is written as K is equal to 1 upon rho, which is equal to L into L upon A, where L is the observed conductance in the solution, and whereas small L whereas the small L is nothing but the distance between the electrode in centimeter, and A is the area of cross section of the electrode in the area of cross section of the electrode in centimeter square. See, do this basic terms well. Remaining part we will see in the next lecture. If you have any doubt, any queries, you are free to ask. Always you are welcome to ask any query regarding the topic. Please prepare this part well. Always focus on these particular points. If you know the basic terms, then the concept of chemistry to understand is very easy. If you are not focusing on the basic terms, then it is very difficult to learn the chemistry. To get the knowledge of the chemistry, you should always remember the basic terms, what are the use in this particular any topic of the any lesson. Please prepare the numericals of the first part very well, then prepare this definition terms very well. Sometime the question will be there on this particular terms. Now the difference between this electronic conductor and electrolytic conductor, you have to prepare it well. Do it well, will get, and try to understand all the concept. Don't mug up all the things. Try to write again and again, then and then only you can prepare this particular thing very well.